Have you ever wondered about the most chilling and terrifying penitentiaries in the United States? Penitentiaries, or prisons as they're more commonly known, serve a pivotal role in our society. They are designed to deter crime, punish the guilty, and ideally, rehabilitate those who have strayed. But sometimes these institutions harbor stories and histories that are as dark and chilling as the crimes of their inmates. In the vast landscape of the United States, there are penitentiaries that have gained notoriety not just for the hardened criminals they house, but for their haunting tales and eerie ambience. From the echoing corridors of Alcatraz to the grim confines of Eastern State Penitentiary, these prisons have become synonymous with fear and dread. Today, we're going to take a journey through the top 10 scariest penitentiaries in the United States, exploring their dark histories and chilling tales. So, fasten your seatbelts and prepare yourself as we delve into the dark histories and chilling tales of these infamous prisons. Beginning our countdown at number 10, we have the Sing Sing Correctional Facility. Nestled on the banks of the Hudson River in New York, this penitentiary has been a chilling reminder of crime and punishment since the early 19th century. Known for its harsh conditions and notorious inmates, Sing Sing has a history that could send shivers down the spine. Infamous gangster Louis Lepke, for instance, called this place home before his execution in the electric chair, a fate shared by more than 600 inmates over the years. The facility also gained notoriety for its prison breaks, with the most daring one being staged by Willie Sutton, the famous bank robber. Sutton, along with his accomplices, escaped through a tunnel they had meticulously dug for months, only to be recaptured later. A prison with a dark past, Sing Sing Correctional Facility sets a haunting tone for our countdown. At number 9, we have the notorious Folsom State Prison. This penitentiary, residing in sunny California, has a chilling history that belies its picturesque surroundings. Opening its doors way back in 1880, Folsom State Prison is one of the oldest prisons in the United States, and it's seen more than its fair share of infamous inmates and grim tales. Among the many notorious convicts who walked its corridors, one stands out: Charles Manson, the infamous cult leader himself. His diabolical presence in Folsom only added to the chilling aura that engulfs this institution. The prison also witnessed one of the deadliest riots in American penal history in 1937. A bloody event that lasted 2 days and resulted in the loss of 9 lives. Folsom State Prison's legacy is not just about its inmates, but also its daunting architecture, its harsh regime, and its grim atmosphere. With a history marked by violence and fear, Folsom State Prison earns its spot on our list. Coming in at number 8 is the infamous Attica Correctional Facility. Nestled in the quiet town of Attica, New York, this maximum security prison has a history that is anything but tranquil. Opened in the early 20th century, it was designed to hold the most dangerous criminals of its time. The facility is perhaps most notorious for the Attica Prison Riot of 1971, a chilling event that led to the loss of more than 40 lives, including both inmates and correctional officers. This gruesome rebellion, triggered by prisoners' demands for better living conditions, is one of the deadliest prison riots in American history. Attica has also housed some notorious inmates, including Mark David Chapman, the infamous murderer of John Lennon. Its chilling history and the terrifying stories that have emerged from its walls have cemented Attica's place in the annals of America's most fearsome penitentiaries. Attica Correctional Facility's infamous reputation is well-deserved, as we've just seen. Number 7 on our list is the chilling San Quentin State Prison. This notorious California institution, established in the mid-19th century, has held a variety of infamous inmates, making it a spine-tingling place of historical interest. Notable prisoners include Charles Manson, the mastermind behind the horrific Manson family murders, and Sirhan Sirhan, the man convicted of assassinating Robert F. Kennedy. San Quentin has also been the site of several bone-chilling events. In the early 20th century, it became the first prison in California to use the gas chamber, a method of execution that is as controversial as it is terrifying. Additionally, the prison has been plagued by riots and other violent incidents throughout its history, adding to its eerie reputation. Despite these chilling aspects, San Quentin has also been a source of reform, with numerous programs aimed at rehabilitation. But the dark history and infamous inmates overshadow these efforts. San Quentin State Prison, a name that sends shivers down the spine. At number 6, we have the Angola Prison. A name that sends shivers down the spine of even the bravest souls. Once a plantation, it was converted into a prison post-Civil War. It's one of the largest maximum security prisons in the United States, sprawled over 18,000 acres. Nicknamed the Alcatraz of the South, Angola houses over 6,000 inmates, many of whom are serving life sentences without parole. Several chilling stories have originated from Angola, but one that stands out involves the notorious inmate, Billy Sinclair. A convicted murderer, Sinclair was known for his audacious escape attempts, adding an extra layer of dread to the prison's reputation. Angola has been a site of numerous controversies over the years, from violent incidents to allegations of severe prisoner mistreatment. Its brutal history and the chilling tales of its inmates have earned it a spot on this list. Angola Prison. A place that's as chilling as it is notorious. Halfway through our list at number 5, we find the United States Penitentiary, Leavenworth. Established in the late 19th century, this Kansas-based institution has housed some of the most notorious criminals in American history. Notably, Robert Stroud, known as the Birdman of Alcatraz, spent 30 years in Leavenworth before his infamous stint at Alcatraz. Leavenworth's history is steeped in chilling events. A prime example is the bloody prison riot of 1954, which saw the death of 2 inmates and the injury of 20. Insider tales of harsh conditions, brutality, and the eerie solitude of the solitary confinement cells add to the prison's haunting reputation. Notably, Leavenworth is a maximum security facility, a term that signifies the highest level of custody in the American prison system. This means that the prisoners here are considered the most dangerous and have the strictest controls. With its dark history, Leavenworth is a place few would want to find themselves in. Coming in at number 4, we have the infamous Alcatraz Federal Penitentiary. Situated on its own island in the San Francisco Bay, Alcatraz served as a beacon of dread to those who dared defy the law. Its isolation from the mainland was its most chilling feature, serving as a stark reminder to its inmates of their severed ties to the outside world. From 1934 to 1963, Alcatraz housed some of America's most notorious criminals. Among these were the likes of Al Capone, the legendary gangster kingpin of Prohibition-era Chicago, and Robert Stroud, better known as the Birdman of Alcatraz. Their stories, along with many others, contribute to the chilling lore of this daunting penitentiary. The prison's history is also rife with tales of desperate escape attempts, the most famous of which is the 1962 escape led by Frank Morris. The fate of Morris and his accomplices remains a mystery, adding another layer to the eerie aura of Alcatraz. Alcatraz, a name synonymous with fear and isolation. Our countdown continues with number 3, Rikers Island. This infamous institution is nestled in the East River between Queens and the Bronx. Opened in the 1930s, Rikers Island is one of the world's largest correctional facilities and has a reputation for its brutal conditions and violence. Its notorious history is filled with chilling stories. One of the most infamous inmates was David Berkowitz, also known as the Son of Sam, a serial killer who terrorized New York City in the late 1970s. Rikers has also been the scene of numerous riots and disturbances over the years, with the most violent occurring in 1990, where over 120 inmates took control of a building for several hours. These events, along with the harsh living conditions, have led many to describe Rikers as a place where hope is lost. This is a penitentiary that embodies fear and despair. Rikers Island, a place of nightmares. Just missing the top spot at number 2 is the terrifying Pelican Bay State Prison. Nestled in the remote northwestern corner of California, this maximum security facility has a chilling history. Established in 1989, the prison was designed to keep California's most dangerous inmates under strict surveillance. The prison's security housing unit, also known as the SHU, is particularly notorious. This is where the most violent offenders are kept, often for years on end, in almost total isolation. Among its notable inmates, Charles Bronson, a hardened criminal known for his violent escapades, spent several years in the SHU. His tales of life within these walls paint a picture of a bleak and harsh existence, where the only constant is the echoing silence. Pelican Bay has also been the site of numerous hunger strikes and protests against the extreme conditions, adding another layer to its dark history. It's a place where hope is a scarce commodity. Pelican Bay State Prison, a place that's as haunting as it is intimidating. Finally, at number 1, we have the chilling Eastern State Penitentiary. This Gothic-style fortress, opened in the early 19th century in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, was designed to inspire penitence in its inmates, hence the term penitentiary. Its menacing structure was the first of its kind, a model for over 300 prisons worldwide. Eastern State was home to some notorious criminals, including the infamous Al Capone, who spent 8 months in relative luxury there. But it's not the notable inmates that make Eastern State chilling, it's the inhumane conditions and brutal punishments. Solitary confinement was taken to a new level here, with inmates living in complete isolation, eating, sleeping, and exercising alone. Reports of ghostly activity have only added to the eerie reputation of Eastern State. Visitors and staff report hearing disembodied voices, footsteps, and even seeing ghostly figures. Today it stands as a haunting reminder of the darker side of justice. Eastern State Penitentiary, the most chilling and terrifying penitentiary in the United States,